Hey, what's up Islanders? Welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be playing Ceratosaurus and I'll be taking a slightly different approach to this one. So I hope it's not, too much of a change, but I hope you enjoy. Subscribe, please and thank you. Alright guys, so I start off by spawning in South Plains and I go for my first mutation right off the bat. I go for congenital hypoplegia, which allows me to take less damage from species who are larger than myself. After which, I got lucky enough to find this dead Carnotaurus out in the plains, so I took some bites and filled up my S diet. I soon made my way to the bridge going up to Highlands, and upon arriving I encountered this baby Stegosaurus, which I tried following, but for some reason I guess I was too small and I couldn't get on the bridge, so I had to figure out another way around. So I went underneath, and I crossed over. Took a bit of a risk here, but I guess it paid off since I was able to actually cross. No dinos. I spent some time looking for it and I lost it for a bit, and then I just ended up finding it over here. I started charging my first attack and I went in for some bites. And there it is, guys. I don't know how I won that fight, to be honest. I kind of got hit and brake checked in the beginning, but I made sure to not let it happen again, and I guess it paid off. After getting the kill and filling up my perfect diet, I decided to sit in a bush and wait to grow. Some time passed and I reached sub-adult stage, so I went out for a drink and maybe a little bite while I was at it. Another day, another risk of being grabbed by a croc. But didn't happen that time. Guess we got lucky. While I was making my way down to migration, I ended up getting my second mutation, and after deciding for a little bit, I went for gastronomic regeneration, which allows me to gain more of my health back as I eat. So I made it into migration and I started looking around for, something to kill or some food, but I couldn't really find anything, so I just continued my way up. Found this deer after crouching the bridge though, so there's that. Found a body of water, so I drank. And after wandering around in the game for some time and getting just a little bit bored, I met up with one of my friends who decided to hop on and play with me. I bet you didn't know about this little staircase. After taking a drink at the Northeast Plains River, we continued our way around the POI and we tried finding something to eat. There was only boar here and nothing much really after that. There was nice scenery though, and I kind of enjoy looking at this game sometimes. It's quite the sight. And after walking around, we ended up getting lucky and we found a dead Ceratosaurus. We probably died to starvation because there's literally nothing to eat here. So we got our fill and we kept on moving. Shortly after that, my friend had to get off, so he logged in a bush somewhere and I continued to East Plains where I found this full-grown Carnotaurus. Now keep in mind, I wasn't full grown myself at that point, so I didn't really know whether or not I should have taken this fight, but I was confident in my skill and I went in for it. I didn't really need the food, but it was nice to top up and assert my dominance in the area. After getting bored at East Plains and not finding anyone, I decided to make my way down to the migration zone. And upon arriving, I was met with good fortune as I had managed to find this Ceratosaurus wandering around in the jungle. After really making me work for my kill, I ended up being on top and I got my next meal. After some time had passed, I found the tracks of another Ceratosaurus, which I decided to follow for a bit, and I ended up losing, so that was that. I then made my way upstream where I met up with another one of my friends. And as soon as that happened, we found this other Ceratosaurus out of nowhere, so I decided to fight him. wasn't much of a fighter, but at least he didn't go down without one. So after our kill and our drink, we continued our way back up to East Plains, where of course we found nothing once again, so we had to leave. And to save you guys the trouble of watching me walk for an hour, we skipped to where we made it back down to the Tenno migration, and we also found nothing. Fast forward some time, we made it into Highlands and we found a big group of Omnis fighting some herbivores. So after realizing just how many Omniraptors there were, I decided to get on their good side and to call them. Hopefully they would agree to be friendly and we can work together to take down the herbivores. And after getting a 2 call back, I decided that was my cue to chime into the fight. Unfortunately, the Tenato kept on running after killing an Omni, and we lost it at the dam, where we ended up finding this Packy who was in a bit of a scuffle with this Croc. So I decided to go for him instead. Hit him with a little bit of a cutoff there and got a free meal. After some time had passed, we made our way down to West Trail and we found the Tenno again, being cornered on a rock by one raptor, so I decided to see what the deal was. After realizing that he couldn't stay up there forever, he decided to make a break for it and he ran away. I then lost him and realized how low my water was, so I took a quick sip and went back. But I'm gonna be honest, nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. Right as soon as I turned the hill, I saw a massive group of herbivores coming out of the jungle. After discussing the situation with my friend, we decided to sneak up on them and maybe try to fight one of them, maybe we could get a kill. They held a good front and it was hard to break their defense, despite having killed one of them. And as if what we already had to deal with wasn't enough, more showed up. After a really bad mistake on my part, I went back and ate to heal, and I sat in a bush for a bit, and I went back. I scared them off the body again and ate some more, because I still wasn't at full health. And unfortunately, after getting hit in my tail by a Packy, I ended up getting a head fracture somehow, so I had to go sit in a bush and heal that off. After healing, I came back and we found one of the Packies alone. We made quick work of them and we ate for a while and we rested. And we traveled down into south. And as soon as I got there, I found my next targets. So after that really cheap move and very close call, I decided to go and heal, and instead of leaving the fight, I went back in. time, the Nibble wouldn't be around to mess me up. At this point in my mind, the fight had been dragged out for so long, and I'd made him puke so many times, so I was just really getting impatient, and I really wanted to get this kill. But being the very tenacious person that I am, I really didn't give up the first time that I should have. After making him vomit a lot, I really thought he was going to be low on health, so I got a bit more cocky here and ended up paying the price. Once again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.